Jonathan Allen with the Lisfranc injury initially. Oh, he'll be out 3 to 4 weeks. He's in a walking boot. Everything is good. And then the tragic news comes out a day or two later, out for the season.
Now, they are saying, they did update that and say there's a potential that he could come back late.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a very, very difficult injury for guys to overcome. Lorenzo Alexander is a great example of someone who's come back very, very well from it.
Especially when you're as big
But
as
it took him a
Jonathan
long
Allen.
time.
Explain to me what the Elizabeth Frank injury is.
Oh, yeah, but you're asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
Maybe Genius Awad, who
I think
scored
Is it like a tendon tear in your foot?
It's a Lisfranc dislocation with fractures of the distal, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, so it is a break.
Yeah, I think they put in a screw.
Okay.
It's a whole
So
thing.
I thought it was a tendon tear, but it's an actual fracture.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's big. It's especially for a guy, like you said, who's 290 pounds.
Right.
It's a lot of weight.
I mean,
to put on.
that's a huge
Lisfranc
issue.
injuries are usually caused by a crush injury, so it's on the top of their foot, such as a heavy object falling onto the mid-foot and the foot being run over by a car or truck. So, like, remember when I ran over Rom's little hoof?
Yes.
He
He
got
probably had a Lisfranc injury.
And
How could he not?
I did the same.
drove over his.
I drove over his foot, too. It's shocking.
Well, with his blackjack, it's a Lisfranc injury.
Yes.
American football players occasionally acquire this injury, and it most often occurs when the athlete's foot is plantar flexed and another player lands on the heel. Diagnosed.
So they are saying he could get back late regular season, possibly playoffs if they get there.
They say it's possible. That's the newest news. But that's the overly optimistic. I'm
So
sure.
how are both Breland and Josh Norman looking for this Monday game?
I think you'd have to call them both uncertain at this point. I mean, there's no real indicator that Norman's going to play. And we saw that the knee injury that Breland suffered in the last game. I mean, so both of those guys have to be question marks heading into this
and that's
matchup.
why-
I would be shocked if Breland played.
That's why it's very difficult to be bullish about this game. Not only are the Eagles very, very good, but when we're not at full strength and we have so many missing pieces defensively, it's really hard.
All right, so this is Jay Gruden talking about all of the injuries. He'll give us an update.
Obviously, you heard injured reserve is Hopkins with his hip flexor strain. Jonathan Allen with his Lisfranc surgery. Did not practice today with Trent Williams and Ty Ansecki. Limited. Josh Norman, rib. Breland, knee. Everett, hamstring. Kelly, ankle. Anderson, back. McClure, knee. Catalina, he's in concussion evaluation right now. Full or Nicholson, Moreau, and Foster.
Is there any chance that either Allen or Hopkins or both could return later on the season?
Well, there's a chance. Yeah, we have the opportunity to bring two back. So we'll put them on IR, see how they do, and rehab them and see where they go.
When do you think you guys, is it something, a process that you guys, obviously you don't have to designate him now, but particularly with Allen, is there a case where you could see him coming back some point later on?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I mean, he sounds confident.
Right.
Doesn't mean he's going to come back
Well,
at some
they know.
point.
They know more than we do. They know more than we do. But I find it very, very difficult to be really, really overly optimistic when we have so many banged up guys, specifically on the defensive
Are
side.
Skins fans concerned about the rash of injuries that are hitting this team? 800-636-1067. What's your level of concern heading into this massive Monday night game?
I'm concerned. Let me ask you this, and I'm the only guy that probably is interested in this, but I'm curious. Where's D Hall at this point in terms of his recovery? Because, when we watch the Cousins clip, he's sitting there on the sideline talking to he's still on, they're paying him.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the IR or the PUP or whatever the hell they have him on. Is he just basically, I basically have him as a glorified assistant coach at this point. Is there any hope? Why is no one talking about him coming back?
Haven't heard his name.
We started practicing.
He has.
I think yesterday or the day before.
He has.
Yep.
Is that someone that they could possibly lean on for a game like this?
I mean, it'd be very, very difficult coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hadn't played in a long, long time. But I mean, we got to get him going. If we got any, if you have any hopes of playing him,
right?
What the hell are we waiting for?
Look, the young guys are going to have to step up back in the back end. I mean,
Everett's banged up too.
Nicholson's going to have to step up.
I mean,
Fuller's going to have to step up.
What's the latest on Nicholson? He got his bell rung when
That's
he tried
true.
to tackle Pierre last
He
week.
didn't mention him in that clip, did he?
I don't think he was mentioned.
I assume he'll be fine, but young guys are going to get tested. And you know what? Eagles do not give up a lot of yards on the ground.
Right.
Not that the Skins kill it on the ground anyway, but that means that there's going to be a lot of pressure on the passing game. Now, Cousins has done well, against Philadelphia in the past, but
yep. And Rob Kelly in the first matchup had 30 yards on 10 carries. And he's doubtful, so that means more pressure goes on to P. Ryan, Mac Brown, and an even bigger load on Chris Thompson.
Correct.
Who they don't want to give that big of a workload to, but they're kind of forced to with the way the injuries are hitting this team at this point.
So are Redskins fans concerned about the injuries heading into this particular game?